In about 2003, I got elected to the school board. It was a citywide election and I was elected school board member. As part of that, I was going around to all of the schools in Portland Public School District. And I came to this site where there was a special CTC program, and that is for 18 years and above students and who are becoming adults who needed special attention. But mostly I kind of walked around this place and I looked at the land, and there was just pretty much grass and clay. And I came back and I started investigating as to what was going on over here. This is a 12-acre property, and as I looked into it, I discovered that this was jointly owned, part of it by the city, part of it by Portland Public Schools. So I came here about 2 or 3 times and would come here in the morning and kind of just stand here and wonder about, just ask this land, what is it that the land needs? And in the meantime, I had been also visiting Lane Middle School, and that school had a reputation, in terms of low performance. There was quite a bit of gang violence. This whole neighborhood was known as the Felony Flats at that time. And at that time, a colleague of mine, Pramod Parajuli, and I had started the LICL program, which is now the LSE program. And so it seemed like the two of us felt like maybe we could come up with a proposal for this place. And we were always looking for ways to encourage schools to start school gardens. And we call them learning gardens. And so we wrote a proposal for this land and then presented it to the city of Portland. And I worked with the district, school district, the city, and the university to write a lease for this place. We came up with a proposal. We called it the Learning Gardens Laboratory. And the main goal was to involve multicultural families at Lane Middle School in particular, to be involved in hands-on learning and ensure that they could actually learn about how to grow food, but also to connect it with their academic content.
And we have a number of partners. We partner with Portland Public Schools, with the City of Portland, and with Oregon State University Extension and the Master Gardeners. And we work together here to educate people about growing food and about gardening, but also, maybe even more importantly, we're educating about a lot of things at Learning Gardens Lab. We're educating about leadership and about community building, and we're educating about relationships and partnerships. We're learning together about math and science and language arts and social studies, and we're learning about permaculture and pedagogy and how to work together. So we're learning here at the Learning Gardens Lab how to create the kind of sustainable future that we want to see. Many people come to the Learning Gardens Lab. Kids come, middle school kids in particular. We have families in the neighborhood who garden here, who are learning to grow their own food. We have farmers in residence who have small businesses who grow food here. We have PSU students who do service learning here. We have graduate students in the Leadership for Sustainability Education program who work and learn here. And just all kinds of community volunteers come and work and learn at the Learning Gardens Lab.
I'm a garden educator here at the Learning Gardens Laboratory. My job is to work with 6th graders who attend Lane Middle School and provide them with garden-based education and experiential educational opportunities here at the garden. My job is also to have fun with them and to introduce them to all of the wonderful elements of the biotic community here at the gardens. Sometimes the best part of my job is really finding those moments where I step back and I let the children discover something about science or the way they relate with themselves or each other in a way that they never thought possible, and really get their hands dirty and explore and have a good time learning about different things.
this is education for life, and they get to see the fruits of their labor literally and figuratively all the time. They get to have a connection with the place, whereas their experience in the school is one that is a packaged answer and packaged questions. I'm looking to learn from the garden as well and learn from the students. And I had moments of connection to place and connection to community and learning gardens, and I want to help recreate that for a variety of ages. And my role is, I mean, officially on paper as a garden educator, one of the 4 garden educators, but I get to collaborate with capstone students and with community members and with teachers from the school and with volunteers and people with lifetimes of experience in a variety of different things. So for me, it's a really rich learning experience for myself as much as it is for everybody else, I hope.
Position title, volunteer coordinator, but I spend as much of my time interacting with volunteers as I do with members of the community, the neighborhood association, and doing outreach activities for the learning gardens. I primarily work with whoever shows up. So sometimes that's capstone students, sometimes it's people in the community who are walking by and stumble in and want to know what all's happening here, and then we get to go on a long walk and talk about all of the possibilities and partners and organizations. I also work a lot with other PSU students who need to fulfill volunteer hour requirements for their courses. And we get a lot of requests from PCC students as well, Portland Community College students as well, for volunteer time. I love just working with whoever happens to show up and who happens to find this space and decide that they want to dedicate part of their time and energy to this space.
I love to grow vegetables, particularly if they can be used to advantage for the community. At the soup kitchens, for example, it's something I used to do before moving here 2 years ago. And so I like the fresh air and the exercise, and I like the company, the meeting the PSU and OSU students. I like being with younger people. I moved here in part to Oregon for that reason. This is a very big community garden behind me with maybe 100 plus plots, and it's only one of 2 gardens like this. And local people can and do come here and grow vegetables.
So my role at the Learning Gardens Laboratory is with the Lane Community Family Gardens, or I'm one of the 2 coordinators for that area. What we do is it's a space for between 12 to 14 families from the community who don't have access to land at their homes to experiment with growing vegetables, and we provide them with an educational space to kind of get into the field of growing their own food. One of the main projects we're working on this summer on getting started is the farm stand. Essentially, we are now permitted by our lease with the city to sell things from this site on this site. So we're going to be working on starting a plot that's intentionally grown for that market stand, and then also kind of harvesting from the various spaces around the garden.
So the BUFA program is a 7-month-long adult intensive farming training program, and we are basically opening up this program to be available to all community members. We have 3 different tracks, which is really great for different people's time frames and dedication and kind of what works best for them and their lifestyle. So we have one track, the track that I instruct for and the farm manager for, and that takes place here at the Learning Garden Laboratory. And we have students out here twice a week for 7-8 hours a day, and just taking them through the full gamut of what it takes to be a farmer. It's just 2 days a week, which is great, so folks who have a family or who still need to work to get additional income can still participate and learn this vital skill of how to grow food, and specifically how to market that into the community through farmers market sales or through a CSA.
We feel like this is one of the avenues God has used to save our lives. We feel now that the importance of good nutrition, family, and community.
Well, we started here back in 2009 when we were introduced to a Lane family garden plot where we got a chance to get mentored and get established growing food for our family. So we did that, and we got really passionate about growing our own food for our family. In 2011, we got introduced to the Beginning Urban Farmer Apprenticeship Program because we wanted to learn more, to grow more food. And during that process of learning how to farm at the Beginning Urban Farmer Apprenticeship Program, we got a desire and a passion to grow not just for us, but for the community as well. And in 2012, we were offered to be the first farmer in residence here at the Learning Gardens. And ever since then, we've been growing more food for ourselves and for the community.
This place means everything to my family and I. Education, nutrition, community, anything that you can think of. This place is, you can't find this in a grocery store. This place is unique and so important to our family.